Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and today we're going to talk about the United Nations and their, COP26 conference because, the United Nations endlessly holds conferences and meetings and whatnot for, climate action for decades now. They've been doing this and they keep doing it because the only person that isn't allowed there is me, the person with solutions. And the United Nations knows this. They are well aware. Here's an email right here. I'm again explaining to Project Veritas, that the UN is having another We Need Solutions climate conference where again solutions are censored, but will Project Veritas tell you? Will any news? No. That's why, what does the world do? They go to Project Veritas because this is what Project Veritas does. It exposes all the information that's censored, even by independent media. And so August 10th, this was 2021, no, let me see, we got it here too. So this is the United Nations General, the Executive Office here. United Nations that's the UN.org. It's that's the North America office. Oh, right there, Environment North America, UN.org, Project Veritas. Hey, Project Veritas, that's truth the world needs to know. Do your job, O'Keefe from Project Veritas. Expose something. Project Veritas, what do they do? What does O'Keefe always tell us? Oh, that's right, that's right. I remember. It's telling us what we all suspected, what we all already knew. Now, nobody in the world knows that all environmental voices are preventing solutions frauds, but even Project Veritas won't expose them. So here we are having another, oh my God, we need to take urgent climate action right now. Oh my God, a decade of action. We need the Act Now campaign. And then right here, uniting the world to tackle climate change. This is really the only thing of value in the entire United Nations climate website. Okay, the outcome of COP26 is a compromise, blah, blah, blah. But it's not enough, okay? It's adopted by almost 200 countries after 2 intense weeks of negotiation, will not radically alter the global landscape on climate change. Okay, right here. The climate pact will not radically alter the global landscape on climate change. Okay, it does provide important advances, however. For starters, it recognizes the global climate emergency. Yeah, because decades of the United Nations and everyone else holding the solutions the world needs from the world, now they tell us we're at an emergency and they still won't allow solutions. You know, but but now they are recognizing the emergency, yes, and that it expresses alarm and the utmost concern that humans have activities have caused around 1.1 Celsius degrees of global warming to date, that impacts are already being felt in every region. Oh my God, so we're gonna acknowledge that we that's decades of global conferences later. This is the result of this one, okay? This is the result of every global environmental conference ever for decades. Every single year, they scream louder and louder for more desperately needed solutions because every single year, they all refuse the solutions the world needs. And all of these bird brains that get together, I mean, they don't know anything, right? I mean, we got a picture here. We got a picture here. Oh yeah, here's, Prince Charles and, global leaders, and Prince Charles says we need warlike footing. Warlike footing. Oh, that's good. That's the type of talk you want to hear. But, Prince Charles also says,
any leader who has had to confront such life-threatening challenges knows that the cost of inaction is far greater than the cost of prevention.
The cost of inaction. Now, Charles, he's not an easy guy to get to. I've been trying to get to Charles, kind of for decades. I have gotten through to his royal thing. I think they used to make you fill out a form or something. Believe me, it's not easy. So have I gotten to Charles as much as I've gotten to other people? No. But I've been especially hitting him up since,
I can
his
only urge
offspring
you, as
started their Earthshot prize, and they were at COP26 too. They glammed it up, is what the Royals did here. Because they were there with their Earthshot prize, pretending like they care, but they're not allowing solutions either. So, you know, Prince Charles is talking what he's prevented.
the world's decision makers to find practical ways of overcoming differences so we can all get down to work together.
Practical ways. That is what the environmental education and agenda solutions are. Practical ways. Educate people. End our disposable society. I've been asking the Royals, who have a royal box at Wimbledon, to get Wimbledon to lead with reusable stadium concessions, especially, since Will and Kate started their Earthshot prize to, oh my God, they're going to give out like awards to people who, that's going to be a whole nother video, but, will they lead? They could have Wimbledon lead. Have they? No. No, no, no. They still refuse to. Will they use their voice to get global environmental illiteracy ended? No. Will they get hemp going? No. Will they be leadership by example? No, no, no. As a matter of fact, now when Charles met Greta at, a recent global conference, Charles took a series of private jets. Oh, the World Economic Forum in Davos. He came to meet Greta. He took a series of private jets. And what jets did Charles take? Oh, I don't know. They said it looks like this. Yeah, Charles, in my book a decade ago, I told Charles, something else you can do, Charles, is start including solutions in your speeches. Okay? That's You also need to lead by example. Yeah, we're going to have to figure out how you can still live your royal life, but responsibly. That could be a problem. You might have to tone royal down a bit. Okay, a lot. you know. But I think your new little one is worth it, and that was referencing George. This must have come out right when George was born. So then I said this could be a long chat. So let's plan on 2 weeks in the royal box when Wimbledon is going on. So I invited myself to the royal box in Wimbledon. But will Charles, will Kate, who sits there, will she take me? Will she sit there with me, the person who had the Wimbledon lead the world with reusable stadium concessions, being the solution, the practical solutions coming, acting together? No, absolutely not. But that doesn't stop Charles from being like every other environmental voice, just going in front of the world and pretending to be what you refuse to be.
To rescue this precious planet and save the threatened future of our young people. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow, how heartwarming. You know who else did some heartwarming talk? Oh, that's right. That's right. Mr. I could care less about environmental solutions, Al Gore.
Thanks to all of you for being a part of this historic event. I would like to encourage you to do even more, because here we are nearing the halfway point of this historic conference, and much remains to be done. But I would also like to note that much has been achieved already.
There's been nothing achieved in decades of efforts. And look at absolutely nothing has been achieved at this conference. Nothing.
Some of it is in the form of pledges that must be kept, and part of our task, all of us, is to ensure that these pledges are, in fact, kept. I was heartened at the very opening of COP26 when Secretary General Guterres announced, among other things, that he is forming a new group within the United Nations to monitor and assess and regularly report on all of the net zero pledges made by non-state actors.
Oh, that's what we're going to do. We're going to use all of our resources to monitor and then report on people instead of getting individuals worldwide to be the solution the world are. It's the solution people are. So again, just ridiculousness, just worthlessness. This is why we have negative environmental results year after year.
Those who have made pledges should understand very clearly that their actions will matter a great deal, and that any mismatch between their pledges and their subsequent actions will be noted very carefully. And civil society throughout the world is prepared to hold all of us accountable for matching deeds to words. We will.
Well, if only Gal had matched deed to words since, shortly after November 17th, 1993, when Al was first asked to act and lead with the solutions the world needs, we wouldn't still be having global conferences. But, here's Albie. He can just go in front of us and he can just yap, 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 and not say anything. And we could listen to this whole thing and it's just more yap, yap, yap by Albie. Who else was there? Well, Barack, sure. And he tells the young people to stay angry on the climate fight. Stay angry. That's what Barack tells the people, right? Now, Barack, he has been refusing solutions since his first campaign for his first White House occupation. Yeah. Yeah, he's been refusing solutions. His White House, that's a whole nother story, how adamantly opposed to solutions Barack is. But let's just say, like reporter Cheryl Atkinson, my computer used to get turned on in the middle of the night when this guy was around and in power. And that's really scary and intimidating. And when I, at a 2,000 person event 2 days in a row, went to tell Stephen Chu, Barack's Secretary of Energy, Stephen, I send you the Grand Slam every day that you just said you search for in a question and answer session after his speech. I was taken out of the auditorium by public servant Max Baucus's top security, Jake Macog, MACIAG, brought into a back room where Stephen's top security and a uniformed policeman were waiting for me so that I couldn't say that to Stephen Chu. And that was 24 hours after Steve Ballmer, CEO of Microsoft, had the exact same audience applaud me for my bravery and my work at the same conference. And this was all recorded by about 12 professional cameras. But here's Barack acting like he cares when he could not be prouder to prevent the solutions the world needs or all his people on his behalf, and it hasn't gotten to him. And it's not like I didn't try. I mean, when Barack was a quarter of a mile from my door, staying at a hotel in Big Sky, Montana, I literally, I went up to like where his Secret Service was checking cars going into the garage, and there was a bunch of guys around a little checkpoint. So I was like, "Hey man, you can give this to him." They're like, "No, we can't." I'm like, "Yeah, you can. You can. The proper channels don't get it to him, but you're here, he's here." You can. You're going to tell me you can't. It's not proper procedure. You know what? Not everything in life is proper procedure, but of course, they I don't know what they did. I tried. I walked up to Jerry Ford's front door too and gave his Secret Service and said, "Hey, could you please help get bail to lead?" Yeah, I did. That's a whole nother story. But here's Barack, yapping a good talk, and he just he I tried every which way to get to this man, and he used to just take the privilege of going into my computer in the middle of the night, had Who else could it have been? Anyways, that's a whole nother story. Who else was here? Here. Yeah, yeah, the new. It's not even funny. I can't even laugh. This situation is so out of control and serious and detrimental to America and the tyranny this man intends on posing on behalf of this man who's really leading the show, based on we don't have solutions, is just astronomical. And, I didn't even bother to ask this guy if we have solution, if he'd lead, because I know he won't. He stood absolutely no chance of winning unless he, played some games, and apparently that happened, and Americans let it. So, just like Americans have let everything that has destroyed America happen. But, when Joe was staying a quarter of a mile from my door in Big Sky at the same hotel Barack was in, security was like a gazillion times less for a VP than a president. And I actually went up to the front desk of the hotel he was staying at. And I said, I can leave a message here for your guests. And they said, sure. And I said, oh, okay, good. And I handed them a piece of paper that said Joe Biden. And the girl's like mouth dropped. And I just turned around and walked away and cracked up silently. They're watching you. But I just let them know I was going to at least try and I was going to have some fun doing it. But, here's Joe and swearing to lead. But let me see. That's right. That's right. This is what, his three stunts in the White House have not led with too. So let me see. Who else was at this conference? Oh, China, and they pledged to increase pollution. Oh yeah. Well, that's brilliant. Why not? Oh, you know what? You know who wasn't at this conference? Oh, look at Greta. Can you believe Greta didn't talk at a conference about the environment? My God, how she must have really fallen out of good graces with the United Nations. They were not parading her around. What did they do in place of parading Greta around? Oh, that's right. They did this look-alike here.
Of the climate movement and migrant justice.
Look, I mean, it's kind of dreadlock-ish, but it's very Greta-esque, and even you kind of have the braids here where the hair is going under, over, and under again. So, it kind of looks, it's very Greta-esque.
It represents hundreds of thousands of displaced people.
Yeah, just that is. Let's take a look at Greta one more time here.
Of climate,
Always with her head down.
And migrant justice. She represents
Oh, she's migrant justice, but it's, don't tell me that's not Greta-esque, because yeah, it is. But you know what? Here's Greta, who did not speak. And she says, a reminder after the disappointment at COP26, the people in power don't need conferences, treaties, or agreements to start taking real climate action. They can start today. When enough people come together, then change will come, and we can achieve almost anything. So instead of looking for hope, start creating it, right? Greta. Oh, Greta, who has been preventing the solutions the world needs since Earth Day 2019, almost 2.5 years ago. Yeah, that's right, which is why I replied, says the fraud who has prevented the solutions the world needs since Earth Day 2019. Okay, yeah, Greta, shut up. And Leo was there. He brought star power. That's just what it needed. Yeah. But reportedly, Leo attended the conference by flying commercial. Well, wasn't that nice of Leo? Remember when all those celebs went to Google Climate Camp and they all flew in private and then had yacht parties, right? Leo finally, I guess, decided that with all the criticism, he would do something responsible. But will Leo allow solutions? No. I've tried to get to Leo for a long time. He's not so easy. Years ago, I remember his agent, his representatives, Ken at Sunshine Consulting, Sunshine something. I would email that. And now that Leo has a foundation, I've emailed that. And yeah, surprise, surprise. Where's Leo when solutions the world needs are put on his desk? Oh, that's right. Leo is absolutely nowhere to be found. But at least, for this time around, Leo was not part of the 400 jets used by the attendees. Let's just picture some of them. Yeah. Yeah, they're all going, they can't figure out why they can't get solutions at environmental conferences doing this. I mean, it's just, and what the world doesn't know is preventing all of this since November 17th, 1993. So, I could go on and on about all of the hoopla and all of the just absolute sheer ridiculousness by people that have been preventing the solutions the world needs for decades. But, we'll get back to this. Like, gee, if only someone would actually expose them all, that would be great. But not even Project Veritas will expose all of these frauds. Absolutely won't. I have been, oh, these guys hate me. One of these days I'm going to do a video of me making calls at night and leaving messages on these people's answering machines. And oh, Project Veritas, they love the messages I leave them, along with everybody else. But unfortunately, I know, oh my God, you can't put down James O'Keefe from Project Veritas, really? Yeah, I can. Because regardless of all of the absolute sheer ridiculousness that we have to listen to.
When an elected representative hides behind her fame, Project Veritas, we expose everyone, sir.
We expose everyone, sir, except that's not true. And that is the reason why these conferences keep going on and on and on, and nothing ever happens. That's right. In their own words, right here, after 2 intense weeks of negotiation, will not radically alter the global landscape on climate change, just like every other climate conference, just like every environmental group, just like every environmental voice, every activist, everything that is out there pretending to care and work about the environment. It is concretely proven they have produced nothing but hugely desperate negative results. And the reason why is because that's right. What are they proudest to do? Well, unknown to the world, because news, including independent news, including Alex Jones, right, including Project Veritas, will not tell the world that all of these solutions have been available and no one will do it. So, I try to keep these things a little short. There's just so much to say. Stay tuned. We're going to get to everybody. We're going to have some fun with this. We'll do nights of, I'll leave Facebook comments tonight. You guys can, or hey, let's send out an email and you can see everybody that gets emails, all the news, all the environmental groups, all the press, Project Veritas, all the people who won't do what they say they are, and all of the press, including Project Veritas, who won't expose it. So, stay tuned, people. I am Eileen, the environmental educator, and you know what? Share these because, as I say, the independent media, they're not going to pick this up and start talking about it, so people have to.